please welcome his opponent's home to here in Abergavenny, Kieran introducing first the rugby blue and white shorts. And the second from the Canberra Society enters the ring for the 7-day fine. From Augustin, Paul Cummings. And it's the blue corner, rugby white and gold. Winning the 72.7 Canberra is Rockles. 11 wins, 2 defeats and 2 draws. Is the reigning World Super Lightweight Champion from right here in Abergavenny.
Nice support. Big shake for Kieran Gething there. He's loved in Abergavenny. He's loved in Pontypool.
Great to see so many fans turn out tonight for this
Strange choice
contest.
of entrance song. I can't get no satisfaction. Did his missus order that?
Well, I'll leave you investigate that one, Rich.
Emma, did you order that? I think she did.
So here we go, first round of this contest between Kieran Gething, the local lad, and Paul Cummings from Warminster in England. Apologies for the powerful language, right?
Gething off to a cagey start, just operating behind the jab. Cummings just touching gloves, feeling him out. Gething dominating behind the jab at the moment. Throws a tentative right hook, but of course Cummings is spinning off that way. And Gething's just looking, sliding underneath that jab.
Paul Cummings, very experienced, his 77th contest tonight, but only 3 victories in all those contests.
Might not have the best of records, but ultimately, as we know, he might very well have won a lot more than that, but perhaps not on the decision. The name that I mentioned earlier, we're talking about Robert Studzinski, a guy that I took on the road, the only journeyman I've ever managed. Robert, in my opinion, in the fights that he had with me, he won a lot of decisions, but of course he never got his hand raised. Perhaps that's the case with Cummings. You know, you can't underestimate these journeymen, but Gething's dominating so far. He's pushed Cummings back to the ropes. His back's already looking a little marked by the ropes, looking a bit red and ragged. And of course, Kieran's just dominating behind the jab, working his way up and down, body and head. Fantastic start by Gething.
It's worth remembering as well, Kieran Gething is in effect the local man on the scene in terms of promotions for this contest. Even though it's a Mo Prior promotion, Kieran Gething has done a lot of the organising. I know it's been a really stressful week for him. I was talking to him yesterday. He's had a lot going on trying to hold the show together. So I was wondering, might that be a distraction? Will that be a factor if Paul Cummings comes to try and get the victory tonight?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Lovely left hook and straight right by Gething there as Cummings slid along the ropes, and he's timed that really well. But ultimately, yeah, it's an 8-round fight, and as the fight goes on, perhaps the stress and the toil that he's endeavoured to enter in getting this tournament off the ground to get this underway is perhaps going to be telling. I mean, you know, it can be very tiring. Certainly, you have to make a lot of sacrifices in terms of family time, in terms of finances, in terms of your time and your energy, and obviously I find that exceptionally difficult, and I have to make all those sacrifices in respect of time with family, finances, and of course I work as a solicitor in the day. But you know, Gething has got his own construction company, and in addition to that, of course, he's tried to push this promotion forward, and he's trying to advance his career. He's looking at the wrong side of 29, 30. So it is important that he moves himself forward. He's very much aware of that, and let's be honest, he's a shameless self-promoter.
Nice job from Gething.
but you know, you've got to be. You've absolutely got to be. And he's put in, as you said, lovely double left up to the body there. Cummings takes those, and that's the end of the round. Again, Gething dominating. Some lovely selected body work, working up and down, body and head, and Cummings is perhaps showing a little bit of wear and tear in respect to the fact that he's tried to work behind the jab. He's taking some decent body shots, and you know, where he's been sliding along the ropes and being forced into a defensive position, his back is looking very marked up by the ropes.
Kieran Gethings got Tony Borg in the corner tonight, giving him the advice. I know he's training with Tony for a while now. The last couple of times I've been down St Joe's.
I think he's done most of his training for this one in his own gym, Abergavenny ABC. He's got an absolutely fantastic set of there. Some lovely kids, some great kids that he's got in the ring on a regular basis, and of course a fantastic role model for them.
And Kieran Gething, 2 times Welsh champion.
Out he goes again. This time Gething comes out in a southpaw stance, unloads immediately to the body, rights and lefts, pushes Cummings to the ropes, and it's a straight right, followed by a straight left in a southpaw stance, which pushes Cummings back again. Cummings obviously trying to capitalise off his jab. Gething just not letting him breathe for a second, Kieran.
Kieran Gething throwing a lot of shots, very active, starting to work Paul Cummings over a little bit. Cummings not doing a lot, if you've been honest.
Lazy jab over the top by Cummings. Perhaps it might benefit if Kieran throws a right hook over the top of that and just, you know, he's bringing his jab back like we saw Davis doing a little bit earlier. Bit of a lazy jab, bringing it back well. 6, 7, 8 punch combination there from Gething, just working him up on the ropes again, and then Gething's back on the jab. He's gone back to orthodox and he's throwing a lovely left right. Pushes him back with a jab, and of course a slipping side to side, looking for the jab, looking for the left hook, looking to throw the odd right in. A lot of variation from Gething here.
Paul Cummings, for the first time in the contest, is trying to hold the centre ring, but Kieran Gething forces him back onto the ropes.
Nice little jab there from Cummings. He hasn't done a lot, but he's thrown a nice little jab in there. And one criticism I do have of Kieran, and I've opened his from time to time, when he pushes fighters back to the ropes, he does have a tendency sometimes to be a little bit square and open for a straight shot, and of course he had the jab there from Cummings.
Notice well Kieran Gething switching between orthodox and southpaw.
Back to orthodox again now.
I mean, that's
nice
not
jab from Cummings.
That's not something that most boxers can get away with at the top level.
No, and he does fancy himself as a good boxer, of course. You know, his footwork hasn't been the best. He does have a little bit of disability in that area. Be the first to admit that. But nevertheless, the switch hitting, the way he seamlessly moves from southpaw to orthodox against Cummings has been very good so far. He's stalked him from the neutral corner, right hand from Gething, pushes Cummings back, and he's got a little bit of a uppercut come hook there from the orthodox stance from Gething.
Yeah, he's slipping the jab and firing the jab or the uppercut, whatever you want to call it.
I don't think he's in any danger whatsoever, because of course Cummings looks like he doesn't have any firepower at all, with the greatest of respect to him. And as you say, Gething's just working him up. Touch with the left all the time. There it is again, just touching with the left.
Of Cummings' 3 wins, he's only got the 1 stoppage. He's been stopped 10 times in his 72 defeats. Paul Cummings, I'm sure Kieran Gething would love to be able to get a stoppage here in his hometown tonight.
Mixing it up head and body, he just drops it, just touching with the left jab there, and then dropping a tough, more stick-like jab to the body there, which pushes Cummings back again. Last 10 seconds now, and it's a straight right over the top of Cummings' jab, like he suggested he wanted to do. And a left hook to the body, which causes the crowd to cheer Gething on as we near the end of the round.
And it's worth remembering as well that initially Kieran Gething was meant to be fighting Sean Yaxley tonight from North Wales, which would have been a really good contest. Yaxley's 12-0, so it would have been a real challenge for Gething. So fair play to Kieran Gething for getting up for this contest tonight, because he seems really wants to put a good display on for all his fans here tonight.
Bear in mind, I mean, Yaxley only pulled out late in respect of this, and that's not to say that they won't fight again in the future. I know there's some kind of agreement in place, and of course we might be very well coming back to Abergavenny Market Hall in the future and seeing that contest between the pair of them. Absolute absolutely fantastic match as far as styles go. Gething likes to come forward. He does counter punch a little bit, but he is a very aggressive boxer. Yaks fantastic footwork, likes to box on the back foot, and it will be essentially a clash of styles. And I think it'll be an absolute phenomenal contest.
So, into the third round, Paul Cummings from Warminster against Kieran Gething, the local lad from here in Abergavenny.
Gething just touch him with the jab, and of course it goes without saying that he's pushing forward a little bit now. We're seeing a little bit more aggression from the away fighter. He's touching. Kieran works him up, but cuts into his body. Counters that jab again with the right over the top, and he discourages the away fighter again with just that little chopping overhand right. A couple of lead rights from Gething there.
Been impressed by the work rate from Kieran Gething from tonight. He's thrown a lot of punches, very aggressive.
Definitely active, he's throwing punches in bunches. He's working, coming back to the ropes now. And the away fighter throws a little left hook and takes an uppercut whilst he's being pushed back towards the ropes. Cummings takes another right uppercut again.
Yeah, the right uppercut is a good punch from Kieran Gething.
Gething content just to work away, get the rounds in, I think, at this stage. And there's another lovely right uppercut from Gething, which he follows up with a left hook.
This is Gething's 16th contest here tonight.
Left jab snaps back Cummings' head there, carrying his head a little bit high, carrying his chin a little bit.
Gething with a record 11 wins, 2 defeats and 2 draws.
Oh, Kiwi, finish it! 3-4 hooks to wing into the body of Kiwi.
Good shots to the body from Gething.
Gething just touching with the jab. Cummings in a weird moment, moving forward. Gething discourages him with a right hook.
Paul Cummings got a very tight guard.
Showboating a little bit of Gething, swinging that right arm around. Touching with the jab, shades of Apollo Creed.
Or Sugar Ray Leonard, it depends what you like. Nice defensive skills from Kieran Gething there. He moved away from the big swinging shot from Paul Cummings.
Left hook from Cummings, but he's countered straight away with a jab, come hook. Gething with a left right pushes Cummings back to the ropes again. Cummings tries to counter, but Gething's just moved out of the pocket. Very silky movement back there, just made sure that Cummings' shots fell short. Now and they're just mixing it up and hit the pattern.
Not really putting much power into these shots, more like arm punches, just scoring shots.
Gething just touching, content to get the rounds in, quite active, drawing a breath there.
Nice left hand from Gething from the southpaw stance. He's back to orthodox.
Rolling underneath the jab there and throwing a left right.
I wonder if Kieran Gething just looking to work around a few things in there. I mean, Paul Cummings is not really offering much attack so far.
No, and to be fair, this is probably Cummings' most active round. But again, he hasn't had a great deal of success, and Gething's just been content to work him over.
Gething looks very pleased himself as he goes back to the blue corner for the advice of Tony Borg and Billy Reynolds, 2 very experienced coaches. I wonder what advice Tony Borg is telling Kieran Gething now. What do you think, Rich?
I can't hear.
More of the same?
I think he's just telling him to relax and get his shots off.
I think it's key for Kieran Gething in this type of fight against this type of opponent, not to get frustrated, not to try too hard, to try and get the knockout. I mean, he's not a puncher. Kieran Gething, his record indicates. So just keep doing what he's doing. Look impressive. I mean, he's throwing a lot of shots. He's looking good. Kieran Gething.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's just eased himself into the fight. And he looks like he's enjoying himself out there. He's got a lot of fans here. Putting on a bit of a show.
Referee Chris Jones checking the fighter's got to get shields in.
Great to see Chris Jones involved. Recently graduated to full referee after his stint in the trainee careers. Lovely left-right hooks. Again, leading with the right hook to Cummings' body, left hook to Cummings' body, touching with the jab and then working Cummings back up to the body again as he moves inside.
Nice left hook to the head from Gething, switching from body to head. This is probably the most aggressive I've seen Kieran Gething fight. He's normally a lot more patient than this. So it's good to see that he's adding this to his game, especially with this type of opponent.
Trying to roll under that jab, taking the jab to the face from Cummings, but again you can see he's very square. Now that he's got Cummings on the ropes, he throws a sweeping left hook, but only catches Cummings' arm. And Cummings is back on the jab. 3, tripled up the left hooks. Right hook, left hook to the body. Lovely jab. They exchange jabs in the centre of the ring.
A lot of these shots from Gething though are landing on the gloves of Paul Cummings. Paul Cummings is
Keeping it tight.
100% defensively minded in his fight, apart from the odd jab. He's looking to survive, and he doesn't want to get stopped. He doesn't want to get 28 days or whatever it is to prevent him from boxing again. I actually saw Paul Cummings get stopped in the York Hall in London a couple of months ago. He's very angry and upset at that, so he doesn't want that to happen again here tonight.
Oh, catching those shots to the body on the arm. Throws a left hook of his own. Takes a jab from Cummings and then double jabs himself. Comes back with 2 lovely double jabs, Gething.
Nice fast hands from Kieran Gething.
Gething on the back foot now. Cummings coming forward, not with a great deal of firepower.
Kieran Gething now getting himself back in the centre of the ring. Lands a nice right hand to the body. Richie Gardner momentarily distracted there. Once again distracted, I should say. At least he stayed with us for the contest. He didn't disappear like last time. Oh, nice body shots from Gething.
Cummings troubled a little bit on the ropes.
Sagged on the ropes a little bit there, Paul Cummings.
And Gething's back on the jab, snapping that head back of Cummings. Cummings with a tentative jab there. Maybe a little bit reluctant to throw that jab now that Gething's shown him a few right hands over the top. Leaning into the shots there.
Nice right hook to the body.
Right hook.
Some nice footwork from Kieran Gething. He's shown his full repertoire of skills here tonight.
Sliding around Cummings, looking for the openings behind the elbows of Cummings. Pushes Cummings back to the ropes in the final 10 seconds. Gething throws a few shots to the body. Cummings with a left hook of his own. And he's thrown a lovely uppercut on the inside to Gething there. Just walks in the final moments there, just walks onto a Cummings uppercut. Didn't trouble him at all, but snapped up Gething's head as he came over the front foot just a little bit too far.
And it's worth remembering, just Richard, it's a cliche, but it is pro boxing and anything can happen. Kieran Gething doesn't want to get too complacent and just walk onto a silly shot from Paul Cummings.
It doesn't look like Cummings will have the firepower, I mean, to hit him. And one thing I will say is this: Gething does have a great chin. He has been dropped once or twice. I'll never forget when he was dropped at Van Darcy by one of the Nicaraguans that we brought in. Jamie Arthur was managing and training him at that point, and I don't think Jamie actually wanted that match, but Gething asked for it. And then second round it might have been, Gething finds himself on his knees in front of me with me helping out the away corner. Jamie Arthur looking over at me, absolutely fuming because Gething got up and managed to win that fight.
And no doubt a good learning experience for him.
Absolutely, yes. Not always the worst thing in the world. He is capable of being dropped. He will never thank me for saying this, but I don't think Cummings is capable of doing it.
Gething now has Cummings on the ropes.
Working Cummings up to the body on the ropes. He's gone back to the body. Cummings trying to catch those shots on his elbows and working back off the jab and just trying to keep Gething away as he works him back to the ropes again.
He is really a nice boxer, Kieran Gething.
Absolutely,
does
yeah.
everything very well.
Career. Distinguished. Fought some of the absolutely top level amateurs in Wales. And he works 2 uppercuts and then a left hook to the body and a left hook to the head, which all tag Cummings and pushes him back again. Cummings looking there for the straight right to the body. Gething just moving seamlessly out of the pocket.
I commentated on Kieran Gething's 2015 Welsh senior amateur win. I think he beat one of the Lee brothers, maybe Sonny Lee, I think it might have been. A really good contest.
Yeah.
Mano Lee, maybe Mano. There's a lot of those Lee boys.
Spiteful shots to the body there by Gething. Lovely right and left hooks, ripping those left and right hooks.
You see he's really planting his feet now, Gething.
Gets caught with a left hook though. And Cummings fires 2 left hooks back. Gething back to the ropes now and just sliding right away from Cummings' left jab. Sorry, sliding left and now away now from Cummings' left jab. Cummings back on the jab, throws a tentative right hand but comes up very short. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots from Gething.
That was really good from Kieran Gething.
Gething now throwing shots. Cummings on the ropes.
Kieran Gething slipped under a few shots and launched an attack there. Multiple punches thrown from all angles. Both boxers in the centre of the ring.
Cummings just flicking out that jab, trying to push Gething back. Gething not deterred though, back on the jab himself.
Cummings' jab though, it's not a sharp punch or not much on Cummings' jab, very ponderous.
But Gething just steps in and fires that left jab and snaps Cummings' head back. The sweat spraying from his head a little bit there, maybe holding his chin a little bit high, and gets caught with the left hook again, holding that chin very high, not tucking his chin away behind his gloves, such as he has for most of his fight.
Kieran Gething using footwork to work around Paul Cummings. And again he moves to the left to make an angle for the shots.
Slides off to the right, comes back and puts his force into a right hand there, just clips Cummings behind the ear, and Cummings is back on the jab. 10 seconds to go.
Kieran Gething's dominated this contest from start to this point. There's the bell. Another good round.
Just giving one after the bell there. Those are touch gloves. Gething's not interested. I don't think he was troubled by it. I think he's okay.
Kieran Gething, of course, will be hoping for bigger and better things should he come through this fight, which it looks like he will do. As Richie's already mentioned, there is talk of that fight with Sean Yaxley in the summer. Possibly back at the same venue. I hope it is in the same venue. It's a bit warmer in the summer than it is here tonight.
I'll get you a heater next time.
A little bit chilly. I noticed they still got the doors over there on the far side of the ring open.
We'll get you one of those little heaters. We'll prop you up. You can
or a hot water blanket.
Maybe bring you a water blanket.
Corners, 10 seconds.
Tony Borg just telling him no problems here, take it easy, work behind the jab. Gething's won every round so far, he doesn't need to take any chances, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to. Heading out for round 6 now, 6, 7 and 8 left, Cummings back on the jab. Gething just a little bit more in these punches now as he steps forward, looking to parry Cummings' jab with his right and come back with a left of his own. Lovely left hook to the body, Kieran, followed by a right and a jab.
Yeah, he's putting some power into these hooks now, Kieran Gething. It's good the way that Kieran Gething varies the power in his punches. Like sometimes he puts very little power on them. That was a good job by Gething.
Lovely jab by Gething. Of course, again, Cummings leaning back, looking to come out of the exchange with his chin in the air, and Gething just capitalises on that, and of course throws that lovely, very stiff left jab into Cummings' face, causing him to snap his head back again. Double left up to the body.
Yeah, nice movement of the head from Gething there. He slipped the shot and fired back with the hooks. Paul Cummings moves on to the ropes.
Lovely defensive work there from Gething, just to slip every single one of those shots from Cummings. Little short jab in there from Cummings, follows up with the right hand, but gets punished with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Cummings stuck on the ropes.
8 hooks to the body there, and Cummings has to rapidly slide along the ropes and make some space for himself.
Paul Cummings doesn't appear to be able to punch his way out of trouble, so he just tends to use his feet to move away from danger.
2 lead right hands there, just catching, glancing the top of Gething's head, and then he's looking to score with the left hook, but he's coming a little bit short. Gething comes underneath that jab and throws a lovely left hook to Cummings' body. He's taking some punishment to the body tonight, hasn't he, Kieran?
Yeah, Gething, I love the way he slips the punches and comes back to counter shots. You see it again now. Cummings on the ropes on the far side of the ring, moving to his left, moving into the neutral corner.
Sliding back along the ropes. Kieran's obviously in pursuit. He's gone back to southpaw. He's looking for that straight left, right hooks, pushing Cummings back to the ropes. Some spiteful punches. Cummings covers up on the ropes. Gething with some spiteful punches on the ropes.
I'd love to see the punch stats in this fight because Kieran Gething's not stopped throwing shots this whole contest. He really has a high output. In that fight, both guys were throwing lots of punches. I think I'd probably say Gething has probably thrown 95% of the punches so far in this contest tonight.
Gething back to orthodox now, working the jab, uppercut on the inside, 2 right uppercuts, both catch Cummings as he slides along the ropes. Lead right uppercut from Gething, bit of an unorthodox punch to start the exchange. He turns Cummings and he's back on the jab. Gething's gone back to southpaw. Right, left,
Good shots from Kieran Gething.
still in the southpaw stance, punishing Cummings on the ropes. He's in the away corner and Gething's opening up now. Body shots, head shots. Cummings fires back.
Cummings has looked a little bit of trouble there. I don't think he looked close to being stopped, but he did look uncomfortable.
Definitely, yeah. Gething walks back, he sucks in a little bit of air, he expended a little bit of probably more energy towards the end of that round with a few power shots, gets off his shots, pushes Cummings back and takes a deep breath. Probably the most energy he's exerted all night in respect of the amount of volume and power punches that he's thrown. And like you said, Cummings looking distinctly uncomfortable at the end of the round.
Gething looks very pleased with his night's work so far, smiling in the corner to his trainers, Billy Reynolds and the very experienced Tony Borg. Tony Borg wiping his face down.
He will of course be opposite me in just a few weeks. Gavin Gwyn's trainer, fighting Craig Woodruff for the British title. Still tickets available for that from Newport. If you're looking for ringside tickets, get straight on to Craig Woodruff.
Well, the way
Shamelessly promoting my fighters. Shamelessly.
the way this card was going earlier this week, Rich, there was a good chance you and Tony could be in the ring tonight.
I'm an old man. I'm not sure he wants to give away the 8 stone I've got. Jesus.
So the fight continues following the same
More chance of
pattern.
Mo Pryor.
Mo Pryor, of course, is the official promoter here tonight, but we'll give credit where credit's due. Kieran Gething has done the vast majority of the work for the show, keeping it on track because he's had a lot of problems putting this show on tonight, and also, of course, he's had to actually get in the ring and fight, which he's doing now, and doing very well.
Lovely slip jab there from Gething. He's just leant away. He hasn't held his chin in the air in a dangerous fashion. He's just read the punches come from Cummings. He's leant back just out of reach and stepped in, not coming too far over the front foot, and unleashed a lovely jab, which has then set up a number of hooks, which has pushed Cummings back to the ropes. Cummings stepped forward now. He's back in the centre of the ring though, and he's trying to jab with Gething, but of course Gething is working that jab lovely. Oh, cheeky, just looked away. Bit of shades of Billy Joe Saunders there. I say shades, very dark shades.
Oh, lovely body shot from Gething. Flurry of punches, another good left hook.
He's throwing so many of those left hooks to the body. You can really see that Cummings is incredibly marked up to his right hand side now, where those left hooks have just been crashing into him all night. And it's a lovely right uppercut which pushes Cummings back to the ropes. And just for a second there, he looked very uncomfortable. And he's being pushed back now, and he's looking just a little bit sorry for himself.
Kieran Gething now teeing off on Cummings, real planting his feet, digging the shots in, whereas some of the earlier punches Kieran Gething was throwing with arm punches. These are power shots.
Straight right, followed by a right uppercut from the orthodox stance, and he switches to southpaw and comes back to orthodox. Kieran back in the orthodox stance now.
Fighters in the centre of the ring.
Cummings with a lead right hand there, just glances off Gething's head. But then Gething unloads a 5-punch combination, every single one catching Cummings, pushes him back to the ropes. Big left right. Cummings finds himself in the home corner.
Oh, lovely
taking a
right
big
hand from Kieran Gething. Kieran Gething is one of those fighters, I think he just does everything very well. He's very technically very sound, very well schooled.
Nice footwork there by Cummings. Gething tried to set up the right hand behind the jab, but of course Cummings was quite savvy to it and moved away from that right hand, leaving Gething punching thin air. But of course Gething continues to apply the pressure with a lovely hook and uppercut on the inside. Gething with a vicious uppercut on the inside there, which just misses Cummings' head.
Let's give a bit of credit to Paul Cummings, what a tough character he is. He's taking some big shots here tonight. Continues to take shots. The uppercut landed. Paul Cummings again looking a little bit distressed.
3 jabs on the right hand from Gething, and then the bell comes to Cummings' aid. Gething punches the air.
And a big cheer comes from Kieran Gething's fans here on our right hand side, which I'm sure you can all hear.
Definitely getting the rounds in. He looks very comfortable in there. I can't remember the last time Gething was in action, but of course he hasn't been too prolific in terms of performances more recently. Now being managed by Mo Pryor, as you've said, the promoter of this show. I know that Mo's trying to build up, obviously, the Gething fight. But of course, Cummings is looking very, very comfortable. And he's being pushed back now. 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 He's being a bit of a following in Abergavenny. There will be shows in the future, I'm sure, in this area, and this is just the start. And, Mo Pryor just looking to get him out as often as possible, trying to get him as active as possible. And we head out now for what is this, the 8th round? Final round?
So yeah.
Both fighters touch gloves.
10 seconds.
What do you think of the Mexican contingent?
Yes, very interesting to see one of the fighters from Swindon, I believe. Lewis Roberts, his fans wear a Mexican attire to the toe left-hand side.
I've got to be honest with you, I've fallen in love with those pinks and pueros. See if I can take one of those home later.
Careful what you say now, Rich.
Cummings has picked up the pace a little bit. He's thrown
Nice shot from
more
Cummings.
punches in the first 30 seconds of this round than he has in any of the previous rounds. Gething throwing some lovely shots there, but staying a little bit low, a little bit below the belt line onto the hip. See some fighters do that sometimes, to take the legs away from an away fighter who's obviously mostly on the back foot, just to slow them down a little bit.
I think that's
a spring out of their legs.
Something that Julio Cesar Chavez used to do back in the day, aim for the hips,
Oh, absolutely.
and until the referee tells you to stop punching there.
Yes, of course. Just, damage the hip, damage the thigh a little bit. Punches to the heart as well, upset the rhythm of the heart, all the signs of an experienced boxer.
He's a lovely puncher from Kieran Gething.
Left hook, left uppercut, right hook, all find the target. Cummings is pushed back to the ropes again.
It's a really good boxing display from Kieran Gething. Nice left hook to the body.
Touches, and sets up a lovely right hook to the body. Touching again. You can tell he's just looking to set his body shots up. Left hook and right hook coming away from Gething.
Paul Cummings, sorry, probably can't wait to hear that final bell. Been a tough night for him.
Again, going to the body, some vicious hooks. Lovely little left hook there from Cummings though. Gething strays a little bit low again. Gething touching 5, 6, 7, 8 shots unanswered before Cummings comes back with a jab. Pushes Gething back just a little bit, and then he doubles, triples the jab from Cummings in a cheeky little right hand which glances Gething's head.
Nice uppercut from Cummings.
And he's finding a little bit of encouragement from that. He's come back with another uppercut and a right hand and a left hook.
Left hook from Cummings. This is the most aggressive, he's been in this whole contest.
Security guard looks at me, nods his head, encouraged by the fact that Cummings is more active than he's been. A lovely stiff left jab from Cummings again. Gething comes in with 3-4 uppercuts, takes one himself from Cummings. Lovely left hook uppercut on the inside from Cummings.
It's a pity Paul Cummings wasn't as active earlier in the contest, and there might have been a more even affair.
Double left hook from Cummings. He goes low and then he goes high. That shot lovely. But Cummings' legs, do you see him dip just a little bit from that right hook?
Right from the body, yeah.
Might discourage him a little bit, but Cummings throws 5, 6, 7 shots. And a
nice left hook from Cummings. Kieran Gething took a step back there.
Did you hear him?
Well, his legs seem to go, might be off balance, I think, perhaps.
Cummings working a little bit harder.
Lovely right uppercut from Kieran Gething.
What a fantastic way to finish the fight from Gething there. Lovely right uppercut on the inside. And he draws the applause of the crowd. He's milking every second of it. People are banging the tables, the crowds are chanting. He certainly seems to have given the crowd exactly what they want. What do you think, Kieran?
Yeah, round 8 as well, the best round of the contest. Paul Cummings made a bit of a fight of it. He pushed Kieran Gething back a few times. And got to give credit to Kieran Gething, he returned as well and was back in control by the end of the contest. So
absolutely, yeah.
With everything that's gone on this last couple of weeks or so, I mean, I bet Kieran Gething is just grateful to have a contest here tonight.
Absolutely.
Because there was times in the last week or so where it looked like he wouldn't be fighting. So well done to Kieran Gething on the performance.
Ricky Wright stepping in the ring right now.
And also putting the getting the win.
Would you say, Kieran, that Gething's won every single round comfortably?
Yeah, I'd say so. Probably every single round. Maybe
a share of a round.
Maybe a share of the last one, possibly, but I don't think so. And over to MC Ricky Wright we go.
He's milking every second of this crowd. They absolutely love him. No doubt in my mind that Gething's coming away with the win.
For your winner.
Absolutely fantastic from Cummings there, raising his hand in victory. Moment moment of panic from Gething.
Moment of panic from us as well. We thought we totally read the fight wrong, but well done, Kieran Gething. Takes a bow from all his fans here, and hopefully we'll see him in another bigger fight in a few months' time.
Absolutely.